Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Future Force 14, and I'll be bringing you this CCFN match tonight. On Team A, we have First Platon, and if that's wrong, I'm sorry, that's how it was on my sheet. Ve Victus, Legendary Dudes, and the 66th, and on Team B, we have Make a Difference. Squad 1 from Rusty in Places, Zulu X-Ray Delta, and Squad 1 from Smoking Rifles. We'll be getting underway in just a few short minutes, so stand by and we will have some top quality squad content for you. See you soon. Alright, folks, here we go. We are getting ready for the switch over. Sorry for the delay in starting today, folks. Anybody would think the time zone just changed over here in Europe. And apparently some people are having some, let's say, issues related to the clocks. But it's okay, because very soon we are going to have that top quality squad gameplay I was talking about earlier. So the map is just changing now. In a moment you shall have the visuals and the audio from the game. Quickly run through the teams again. Team A will be First Platon, Ve Victus, Legendary Dudes, and 66. He'll be starting as the US forces. Team B, Make a Difference, Rusty in Places Squad 1, Zulu X-Ray Delta, and Smoking Rifles number 1 will be starting as the Russians. And without any further ado, let's get this shit changed over. Come on. Come on, ABS. You can do this. There we go. Sorry, folks. There we go. Let's get some audio going. Wait until it's clear that all of the squads have been made and nobody's bollocksed up and gone on the wrong team. Looking good. So far. Cross those fingers. So while I'm waiting for this, let's quickly go through the vehicles. On the Russian side, which I'll be spectating, we have two BTR-82A 30mm autocannon equipped IFVs, a BRDM-2 with a spandrel, big-ass rocket launcher, makes things go boom, it's beautiful. We have the BTR-80 APC with a big old machine gun, a BRDM-2 scout car with the same big old machine gun, 3 Logi trucks, and a transport after 6 minutes. The US, meanwhile, launched with 3 M1126 Strikers with big old 50 cal machine guns, an MATV TOW, again, big rockets, big booms, and a pair of MATV M2HB open-top machine gun. That'll be very spicy. Along with that, we have 3 logistics trucks and a 6-minute delayed transport truck. Now, it looks like we're mostly there. Still a couple of players short, but that can't be helped. I have starting guidelines, after all. Let's get this squad made and jump on in. Let's find a nice quiet corner to hide in. Zip out into the magic of spectator camera. Let's have a look around. So it looks like, let's see, we're going to have both 30 mils and the normal BTR deploying, along with 3 lodges on the Russian side. And in about 3 weeks, when I get over to US main, yeah.
Is anybody gonna go commander or what?
It's a big map.
Yeah, someone said was going to.
Not the biggest, but a pretty big map.
Otherwise we really out on an airstrike or RT.
Sliding into US main, we are starting with... Let's see. We have the 2 machine gun MATVs going out, not the TOW, and all 3 strikers, and all 3 logistics trucks. Should be an interesting start on this one. So I'm going to get to the middle of the map so I can observe the deployments using the magic of the map. And you can see the sort of thing we're expecting here. Looks like the US are going a bit more aggressive, going straight for the roundabout and for train. And it doesn't look like anyone is heading to Geneva on the Russian side.
Who unloaded our Logi?
Yeah, who did that?
Uh-oh. And they are off. Everyone is slowly spinning out of main. Apologies, we can't actually see the vehicles moving right now, but I would not be able to get there and see them all. Definitely the wrong comms there. Close, but no cigar. So we got this one lodge going down the south from, well, it looks like 66th. Over here we have the Mad Logi and a 30mm and a full striker. Here we have SR and ZXD going north, along with ABRDM and another 30mm. But only one vehicle against 3 Wolfpack strikers. There are gonna be fireworks. Let's make sure we can watch the fireworks, shall we? So the SR Logi has stopped at Castle. So the RIP BTR is heading into train. I probably got that as a strike earlier. And the gunfire has begun.
All 3 strikers down the main road across the castle.
3 strikers against 1 BTR. This is bad news for the BTR. That is 130mm down. And a very exposed looking defense squad here at the castle. Take a look at the other side. We have Vave pushing into train station.
Hit parcel.
Meeting some resistance from RIP. I'm sure there's a Logi there somewhere. Making very good use of the compounds around. Looks like they've already got their radio set. The hab placed. Yep. Exactly what I'd expect for a first attack. Over here. Small group of ZXD going on a little flank towards Geneva. Now what is happening in the south? Mad setting up on shipping and a BTR backcapping power plant. That's all fairly normal for this map.
Okay.
Random misfire is
All 3
random.
BTRs are still active, positions unknown.
Not BTRs. They are
Copy
strikers.
that. Solid on train for now. Repeat command.
All 3 BTRs are active, position unknown. Last seen heading north from castle.
Yep. Those strikers do look like they've fallen back a little. RIP defending train quite well. Nobody's getting in so far, but they do need to be wary of that fob that's been placed. Plus, things are about to get a little spicier with 66 pushing across. Now, what's going on in the north? Very little. Church is likely being capped.
And RIP, you have guys crossing in the field nearby to you north.
Yep. Church being capped by one of the MRAPs. That's
Basically
fine. So they'll be on to
one machine
apartments
gunner and you,
soon.
basically.
There's nobody there yet, and there are a lot of Russians. Okay, there's like 4 Russians, but it's more than there are Americans, so that's what matters. As the rockets begin to fly. Don't forget, the Russian ATs have access to those magical RPG-7s with frag rockets.
All squad leaders, and there's a striker all the way to the north of the map, close to the scout car.
Roger that.
I'm just going to try and get scout.
And sounds like we have slight disagreement here. The other 30mm dropping Enjoyer from 66th. So it can probably expect a call out for 3 heavily armed, very pissed strikers soon. Take a look back at train. Fence is looking a little thinner. There's still enough people alive to cap, and that's what matters right now. Geneva's still in the hands of ZXD right now. No push in from the Americans. Aha, here we go. It looks like a small group of first are trying to push in. And the second I walk away,
BTR's done.
the BTR gets booped in the butt.
Okay, we're on Geneva, they're not on it at the minute.
That's a shame. Oh, it wasn't the strikers, so nobody can claim commentator's curse on this one. The time will come, don't worry. Meanwhile, the thready defense on train needs to be a little bit careful, because now there is a full 3 members of the Americans inside the cap. Why don't you go if they can't take Geneva?
40% on cap at Dane.
Could be a problem. So, from the early exchanges, we can see that the Americans right now have the upper hand, simply on vehicle kills. But there's not too much in it. Plenty of ways back into this. You have the MRAPs here, one of which is down a gunner, one of which is decidedly not. I haven't seen the strikers for some time. There we no, that's truck. That is not the striker I am looking for. And a very brave decision to hold half a squad away from the fight. Not sure how it's going to work out for them, but we'll see. Matt over here still defending shipping, which really shouldn't be an issue. They need to get over to train as soon as they can. The Russians have captured train, which means they are now capping Geneva.
Yep.
The Americans can't do something about this. They'll be behind by 30 tickets. And that will be enough to upset the balance quite heavily. The MRAP takes a solid hit. It is
so we're going to
burning.
start clearing out the enemy fob west of train, then we're going to push up to Geneva.
We should see this
yeah,
go
we're
pop.
also going to push up to the western farm on the reindeer bow.
Yep, Nero being very sensible there and running away from the burning vehicle. He's not got his fiddle out yet though, so there may be time. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference. I know you all come here to see the culture. Ooh, spicy hit on that MATV, taking out the engine. Beautiful rocket in the rear.
Yeah,
He is going nowhere. And sensibly, they have abandoned the vehicle.
Somehow they're in between us.
But they've made it into a house, and that
West of
may
train
be
down
enough.
nice and quick,
Yep, they have
while
stopped the
they're
cap
focusing
for
back
now.
Geneva.
So ZXD are going to have to get up close and personal if they want to play. Rip, quite sensibly, we're given the current information, have pushed off of train and are now working on dealing with this FOB to their west. Very good play.
Yeah, no problem. I'm taking contact on castle. They're inside the castle compound.
And he is not wrong, they have one member of LD inside castle. There is one, though. There was one survivor. See, I told you the commentators guys would happen. Now, what is that LD member? Is that an engineer? It is not, that is a medic.
Engaging pre strikers. 80% cut.
He's about to find the radio if he's clever enough. See what happens in here. Sensibly on top of the hub. Is he going to start digging? That's the question.
Radio west of train depot is marked accurately. Push now.
Oof. Spicy grenade.
Not open.
And right from SR clears the contact. So it looks like that FOB will hold for now, but the Americans know where it is. Meanwhile, the FOB west of train is falling very fast. The hab is already down and the Russians are on the radio. Now the Russians managed to take Geneva.
I've secured the
That
castle.
tips the tickets massively. 60-ish in favour of the Russians.
That's
But-
west of train depot is down.
Taking it was the easy part, now they have to hold it.
Squad 2 are going to push west slightly and start moving up north.
So, let's take a look at the map.
It's gonna do the same.
Looks like most of the vehicles for the Americans up north. By most of, I mean one. Though I'm genuinely curious to see what has happened here.
Units coming in north of Narva.
It appears that one of the strikers lost its crew, presumably to the Spandrel. The other one extremely badly injured, but it looks like they're going to try and get both back for repairs. A sensible call. Lucas's vehicle there is clearly having some engine difficulties.
Okay, enemy have to seen west
Good luck to them.
of Geneva.
The Americans setting up a defense on Church, as one would expect, but the counter-attack onto Geneva looks like it's getting chonky. So who is going to move up to defend?
I'm going to try a little push on the church.
Another group from LD. Oh, another player from LD.
Enemy
and
30 meals has spawned. You can take.
So here we have an ATN, an engineer from the American forces, pushing into the castle. So that radio is more than likely not long for this world. Meanwhile, we heard the SR squad leader calling out they're going to try push onto Church. This will be them now. Need to be a little careful because there is, over here, a little radio, if any of them hear it.
If squad 2 and squad 3
Of course,
can
they're busy
defend
setting up
it,
their own.
Squad 4 and 1 are going aggressively attack Church.
Facing resistance from
Trying to
66,
get there to Geneva.
and now LD on their flank, who they don't appear to have noticed. It's going to be a real firefight out here on the flank. Oh! There goes the Lodgy's engine block. And there goes the Russian commander. That's another 2 tickets if he can't be revived. LD have already found the radio, and there goes another 5 tickets for the Lodgy. So that push could have been more successful. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. So things are still pretty much a stalemate here in Geneva. Actually, I may have spoken too soon. It looks like it's falling in favor of the US. Yep, it is apparently being capped. So we'll keep an eye on this for a moment and see how the situation develops.
Our attack failed, but we have uncovered and the enemy have defended the church.
That's the spirit. Our attack failed. The words no squad leader ever wants to say in this game. I have no idea what's happening down here, but somebody is not happy about the situation. The Rip Force is making a nice, fairly wide flank in the direction of Old Hospital.
We're going to try and push the church and take the hub.
We have here just a rally point from the Vave squad. So the Russians just about getting control back of Geneva for now. And some forces from SR pushing back across.
Gonna hazard a guess that's approximate enemy fob location. Coming out of there.
No use of commander assets yet.
There's a fob south. Or was it south?
This, however, looks like it's about to be a fight.
Just gonna clear out on a fog mark away.
Definite disagreement happening here.
I'm sorry, I may have shot you. Vincent, no worries, mate.
Those are words you love to hear. I'm sorry, I may have shot you there. Solid push from Rip, taking out the enemy rally and the entire squad. So that compound's clear, looks like they're free to move off. Still, fairly amazed that Geneva is holding with just this few people in it. It's not what we're used to seeing on this map. Meanwhile, a quick trek up north. Looks like another attack is sputtering out onto Church. But maybe Mad are getting close. Let's go take a look at this situation. Squad from Mad getting ready to storm across that road. Or sit and watch the... We'll be back later.
Pushing north side of North Hab.
I was expecting action and I was disappointed. Now we have Crane and Neki from SR. And they appear to have one of the 66th members hostage in a building. If they've even noticed that Enjoyer is there. But here come the cavalry. So anybody that these guys see, including this Rip squad who are getting a little dangerously close to the road, well, I hope they brought their brown pants. Let's see what happens. Feel like there's some ATs lying in wait, and I don't want to open the map to check, because I'll miss something. Well, that's I don't know what that was. Feel like something got hit, but I see no damage.
Can I have ATs around you on the 30 mil?
Yep, clear that back on.
You got two strikers on this main road safe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to deal with those strikers in a minute.
One striker's around about pretty soon. Defense is good at the minute.
Stay on your west side, just close back if needed.
Strikers at the roundabout? Well, striker at the roundabout. Oh no, there may be a second. Let's have a look. Yep, like ships in the night passing each other. And Geneva, quite accurately, is fine. Looks like Mad did decide to push into Church and past Church, and well, they're not going to get much capping done there. Remember, they just need 3 more than the enemies.
Yeah, east side.
Oh. Looks like I missed a party again. Yeah, looks like another BTR falls to masked strikers. That's a shame for John and AODXD from SR. But sadly it happens. Defense on Church looking very strong right now. Now if we cycle around a little, you can see that Rip appear to have set up shop in Old Hospital. Good place to be, at least that's where the face masks are in this troubled time, presumably. Bit of squad trivia for you. This map is based off of the real-life city of Narva.
Yeah, one sec.
On the Baltic
5, did you
coast, I
lose your
believe it's in
VTR?
Estonia.
Yes, I did.
Here we have people from lots of different squads pushing a seemingly pointless compound. And still, no use of commander assets. A little disappointing. especially 25 minutes into the round. Maybe at some point our commanders, let's see who we got.
Enemy tow truck is marked
Don't
by
appear to
observer
have a
mark.
commander on the US side, and the Russian commander, Riot, well, maybe one day. We're gone a little bit quiet for now. Most of the attacks have fizzled out. Just assorted piles of corpses everywhere. Currently stands at 60 tickets ahead for the Russians. As we have a tiny little engagement here.
Right, are you on defense as well now?
Yeah, we can help you for a minute, mate. I've got a
Oh,
fucking 3 or 4
Necky.
guys all disconnecting from this server. The connection's
Always
horrible today.
check both ways
Alright, no worries,
before
yeah.
you cross the
Squad
grass.
2 down, squad 1 try to push up to church.
No, it would have mattered because
So the hat
most
markers
of
are
those just
accurate,
spawned on that rally
I'm
point.
pretty sure your guys just found their radio as well, so good job on that.
Yeah, they're digging radio. He's just put the C4 on it now.
Fucking outstanding, good job, fellas.
Peeking out of the window.
Our big squad is really struggling.
Yeah.
I mean,
Building where the radio is.
by the looks of it, they're running around in a
Not sure who's
three-man
calling
pack
that
at
out
the minute with
to.
MBTRs.
Okay, very small group of friendlies nearby.
One more below.
They have that.
Comes the supporting fire from the building next door. It's always good to have reliable neighbours. And shots from down the street, even better. However, we now definitely have Americans inside the building. And if they're sensible, they can hear that radio. Let's get
We've
up
got
top
some sort of
and see
radio
how it's
on
developing.
north.
We really need some alpha support over at church.
It's all I'm good asking for armor support, but all of your armor is dead. But here trying desperately to defend this staircase. Doing a pretty good job of it too so far. Up another level. So he can reload in the quiet. Americans pre-firing their way up the stairs, and the machine gunner pre-firing his way down. But the radio's being dug, so Hood wants to get a wriggle on. And there he goes.
Radio secure.
Friendly coming through.
Fantastic bit of CQB if you ever need an example there. Just careful pushes. Got to take it nice and slow. Let's see if there's anything from a commander yet. No. Perhaps more importantly, there is only one person inside Geneva. That could be a costly mistake. Though there are currently no Americans anywhere near it, so perhaps not. Meanwhile, RIP are pushing in like beasts. Church about to get very, very overrun. The ticket gap widens if we take a look. You can see the Russians definitely having the better of the kills and the revives
Okay,
and the
guys, do
deaths.
we have any suspect habs you want me to hit an airstrike on?
Radio marks bang on if you can hit that on. Actually hold it.
Ah, this would be a spicy shot.
Church
But
down, right?
there are friendlies.
We got church fob under control.
Looks like Church is going to fall to the Russians now. After that, there is only the fortress left of radio station. This is assuming, you know, that these from the 66th don't pull something really funky and taking this back. It's possible. I've seen it happen. 66th are usually good enough to pull it off. Especially with these people from the first platoon pushing in. Now, Deathcore Krieger.
Second striker down.
Having a little shoot through some windows. Some very tactical crab walking here. As everybody plays the who can sidestep faster game. He's had enough of waiting.
Got a guy on my body, guy on my body, guy on my body. Or outside.
Outside was definitely the call. And Deathcore Krieger is hit, not down.
I've got vision
Dr.
on
Jam,
enemy
who got
to
him,
the
just
right.
took one in
He
the
is at
back.
radio.
That's unpleasant.
He's moving east.
Copy.
And Crane is the proud owner of a new grenade, which he dodges.
Last bandage.
Major Reno not pushing him, that's unusual. And he suffers for his indiscretion.
Squad 2 is the radio on church still active.
Radio's still active, they're not got
He doesn't suffer enough though.
Hab's disabled, radio's mostly dug up. Just need to finish it.
Behind us, north.
I'm trying to suppress as much as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, striker just crossed the bridge, the middle bridge. He's after the spandrel.
What is happening with people disconnecting today? Not a good day for the server apparently. Oh.
Trying to pick window. Fuck, I'm down.
That's east. I'm just gonna go hold it.
Come on, you have it. You got it. You got it. Come on.
One moment.
Come on, Har. We got this.
Fuck me! Come on, man! Come on! Yes, it's gone! It's gone! Yes!
Nice, well done.
Yeah.
This is Squad 1, we're going to push the church from the south. We got armor support.
Just had to post a little message, sorry about that.
Push up, yeah, pushing up the churches.
Right. So, church back in the hands of the Americans for now. Geneva is properly fortified. And it looks like the UAV has been deployed. For someone. Couldn't
Squad
tell
2,
you
if you
who.
can engage that hat.
Could go up
north
and
of the
look,
church.
but that takes effort.
Yeah, we're gonna shift north now. There's one there earlier.
That whole attack, though, a
Can we
heavy
get some
push in
mortars from
tickets.
church?
The gap now open to nearly
you can pick up the markers
120
of
in
his
favour of the
marker.
Russians.
Is there anything in there? So they just dropped it.
2 seconds. I think I can see him trying to move a logi back out from their main.
Let's go see if we can confirm that report. Looks like Shadow King may be driving said logi.
Squad 2, that enemy fops down, by the way.
That has never been a logi.
Unless it's a new one.
What do we have
So just check it
here?
out.
Yeah, we're already taking it down.
BTR from Mad. It's like a 30mm as well, up at radio. They're going to have some very good sight lines now.
Logi north, you, squad 4?
And this MATV is about to go boom!
Tow truck up.
Okay, killed the whole
And
lot
if
of
they
them.
get eyes, so is this one, yep. And now, probably the
Sorry for that,
infantry.
Rip.
Rip making another very concerted push back in with a little bit of help from Mad. Well, it might be the other way around. I can't tell. It is what we in the trade call a fustercluck right now. 30mm fire coming in.
Commander, we really need some smoke mortars on church.
2 seconds, fella.
Smoke mortars? I didn't even see a mortar. This is an interesting call.
We advise Cass inbound church.
Yeah, we are pushing back.
Sounds like the bomber's on the way.
30 mil.
Falling
The
back.
gas is right on top of you.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Run, Forest.
Yeah, we see that strike.
Let's see, where's it going? Ooh, that's... Feel like there's going to be a little bit of blue on blue here.
Roger for the friendly airstrike.
Only a little bit. Looks like equal kills. 1 American and 1 Russian. Probably not something to write home about. Meanwhile, what is happening over there? There's a striker loaded for bear. Plenty of infantry inside, coming to relieve the siege of church, and is going to bump into that 30 mil. Striker is full health, the 30 is not. And Striker fired first. 30 mil is down. Oh dear. The LD infantry getting taken from behind. AO. By the mad infantry. The Striker meanwhile pushing straight to... Is that a radio I see before me? It is. Well. Well. Rip pushing back in, using another angle this time. And with no Americans here to defend it, and only 23 tickets left for the Americans.
Enemy infantry, all infantry are dead.
I believe our round is over. Moreover,
Alright, be
if the
advised
Russians
that the
can
one reps are
deploy
gone.
just 1 or 2 ATs here.
Clear. Enemy contacts west of church.
Yeah, clear. Coming from the southeast church now.
Can we get some ATs to engage the
Oh,
big
here
striker
comes
south?
one of the guys out of the Striker.
Mark that striker. I'll go engage it.
An AT
it on that
solidly
map?
into the side of the Striker, and no tyres damaged. Oh my, there goes another flying strike. That's an MRAP.
BTR, be advised, there are 2 mines on that bridge you are trying to cross.
Oof. That was mistakes. Is there a rocket for him? That is the question.
Strikers down.
I don't think there is.
Good job.
Loss of the Striker means 9 tickets left for the Americans. 173 for the Russians. This is a foregone conclusion, I'm afraid. There's now no way back, my opinion.
There's still a striker to the west of church.
What's going on with church, guys? Have we got an active cap or are they holding?
Capping a church, almost new 5%.
They're running from main now as well.
And there we go. Russia by 172 tickets. So that is the end of the first round, ladies and gents. We shall be taking the screenshots as required by my contract.
Shit ton of
And we shall be switching over to the second round after a short break. So thank you very much for watching, folks. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Okay, ladies and gents, here we go. It's time for round 2. So, this time we're going to have on the Russian side, 1st Platoon, Ve Victor's Legendary Dudan 66th. On the American side, Make a Difference, Resting Places Squad 1, Zulu X-Ray Delta and Smoking Rifle Squad 1. The English just became unexpectedly hard for a moment there. My apologies. Team B, the Mad Rip, ZXD and SR team are taking a fairly hefty lead of, I think it was 172 or 173 tickets into the second round. But we are coming onto it, so let's get going. Slide on over. I'm going to make a quick check to see how many tickets it actually was. If I can. Won't be a moment. View online. There we go. Had to access my screenshot for a moment there. That's how important this is to me, folks. It was 172 tickets. Yes, my memory really is bad enough to forget that in that short space of time. Anyway, without further ado, let's get in it. So let's run through the vehicles again. Russian side, who I'll be shadowing. We have two 30mm BTR 82A IFVs. We have a BRDM2 Spandrel, a BTR 80 APC, a BRDM2 Scout Car, 3 Logi trucks, and a transport in 6 minutes' time. The US, meanwhile, have 3 M1126 Strikers, an MATV Tow, 2 MATV M2HBs, 3 Logi trucks, and transport in 6 minutes. Now, I believe all the squads have been made, which means I can join the party and hop on in here. Once again, I'll spawn in, find myself a quiet corner of Maine in which to hide.
Alright, let's come up with a plan here.
Let's look at the deployments.
We're rolling to truck depot with our BTR and our train. Alright, you gonna go to train depot?
Somebody's mic is
going to train depot.
unnecessarily loud today.
We're gonna go to train depot with the BTR and us, and we're gonna sit down.
Can I come with your BTR?
I have never had to do this
you guys
before.
can roll my BTR
But...
too.
Bye.
It has on my BTR literally have like 1,000 hours. Like
That did not help.
1,000 hours in BTR, so just
That
trust them.
did not help.
Alright, so is someone gonna back out the scout car or something?
Let's try that. So, 3 Logis and what looks like a single 30mm deploying for the Russians. And as we begin the long flyover towards the middle of the map, we have 3 Logis, 2 Strikers, and the Tow MATV.
We're rolling to train depot, we're going to take squad 3 with us, and then squad...
I'm going to assume the position, which is the roundabout. This is where most of the first contact happens between vehicles.
Squad 2, can you handle power plant and shipping, and then join the fight?
Very naughty play from ZXD there. Moving their vehicle during the staging phase, which is actually glitching. So don't do that, kids.
Okay, alright, squad 2, you said you're gonna rush Geneva? Right. Yeah? Okay. Alright, I can
So
do back
30 seconds to fun time.
Hey, first I'm saying, are you back capping, or who's back capping?
Here we go. We have assumed the position. We are ready for the party, and here we go. Vehicles will be rolling out as we speak. SR, RIP, and ZXD in the Logis, Mad in Striker. Here we have 66th, 1st Platoon, and LD in the Logis with Vave riding along in 66th Striker. BTR, not Striker. And it looks like my call out for the roundabout being the place of first contact is complete crap. Because nobody's coming here. What can you do? Let's take a look at the Rust Fort. Small gang of vehicles pushing towards train.
Should I call you Mister?
That's acceptable.
Here drops a 30mm and a Logi. Getting ready for some work, and an Logi up to the north. We have SR and a random RIP member. Not going to question it. They are setting up over at the shopping centre, just north of Geneva. Mad and their striker pushing straight for train. No prisoners being taken today.
Enemy striker marked on the map, guys.
And the battle of a lifetime begins. Mad's infantry deploy. And bump straight into 66th Infantry. Striker takes a big bad hit. That's the engine blown. There's still a decent weapons platform right there. RIP setting up over on the main road. Beautiful signs of life, lines of sight. What is happening to my ability to talk today?
There we go, take contact west of train depot.
Ooh, that rocket landed in a different city.
Yeah, so they just rushed shipping. So, hey, don't worry, I got my BTR heading your way now. I got my BTR heading your way. Copy.
Let's see here then.
Do we need help
Squad
with the
3, they
shipping?
repaired that shit. I didn't mean to shoot him, by the way.
SR and LD and Dultrus seem to be having a little disagreement over Geneva. Mad and 66th are currently arguing over train.
And a striker, so we're trying to handle. BTR's gonna repair, then they're gonna move south on help you.
And down here it's shipping, well. So ZXD mostly in control, but there's that one all-important person inside the cap at shipping. Or the Russians, and it is the Russian commander, Russell. Quick look suggests that, yep, Riot is commanding again on the American side. A scout car pushes up to try and relieve shipping a little. Somewhere there is a third. Here it is. Right underneath me. So, yeah, just to confirm, Russians firmly in control of shipping now. And they should, in theory, be firmly in control of train, but there are still quite a few American life signs out here. Americans with pretty solid control over Geneva right now. So, if we look at the early kill stats, the Russians again having the better of it so far. It is very early days, of course. That sounded like a big oof.
Hey, is that striker still at shipping?
One
Yes,
has to question how this striker is still alive.
Squad 1, is that striker still at shipping? No, he's backed off.
Are you keeping train depot, guys?
Brady here, desperately trying to repair it.
Yeah, we are capping train currently.
Getting that engine back online. And away they go, hopefully to find a mechanic. Fear not. Rip are about to try and ruin someone's day here at train. Geneva should be being captured. ZXD taking losses inside the cap, but still very much in American hands right now. We even have a small fight happening on a Russian FOB. Well, that's going to be a costly 10 tickets for the Russians. Remember, the current US team have a 172 ticket lead coming into this round. As someone no. No.
I think our going to be holding train depot, to be honest, guys.
Strange explosion. Did not get the radio. Little bit sad about that. But they tried, and that's what matters. Russians still swarming the train station. One or two Americans trying to take out what little resistance they can. One left now, Noxys. And he falls. So train fully in the hands of the Russians now. But Geneva unmistakably, undoubtedly and irrefutably in control of Geneva.
Looks like you guys are doing a good job. Everyone push out, we're running a whole train depot.
Got ourselves a shootout down here.
UAV I can call in as well.
The rest of the Rip Fire team having an argument with a 30 mil.
Yeah, try to head it up over Geneva, in between that
and a scout car, and this is not an argument you win as infantry, as a rule, unless you have some very, very tasty rockets. Now, let's see. Do we have some tasty rockets? Limit break. No, half forgot. Not even. No. That H dude with the hat. Fantastic shot onto the BTR there. He is smoking, he is tucking his tail, and he is sodding off. Scout car here engaging some of the mad infantry. Swag Trick decides he has made bad life choice. Bye Scout car. As Swag Trick was deciding he had made a bad life choice, but
Mark, as you see.
Maybe the Scout car made a worse one. Time will tell. Currently the Americans are ahead by 24 tickets. So got some very sporadic fighting here at train as Mad try and push in from the west. And that seems like it's a little bit of a push from the north, maybe coming from SR and ZXD, just fragments of attacks. Down here we have the SR vehicle squad and a striker pushing up with the RIP infantry, covering each other's backs. If you're gonna do it, this is how you do it. Combined arms warfare. They don't know it, but there is no sign of anybody Russian within a couple of miles. You have an already damaged BTR 30 mil rolling towards them. They end up meeting. The striker should have the better of that fight. It looks like they're headed for the repair station down here, near train. Let's turn our attention then back towards train and the surrounding area. That is a lot of blue. Many Russians here. And many Russians here making a very strong push towards Geneva. Looks like they have recovered this FOB somehow.
Hij schaufelt nach uns. Schaufelt einer von uns?
Ik schaufel nog niet onszelf, ja.
They're approaching the train depot from south side, guys. Watch out. And there's also BTR there.
There we go. RIP have been called out. The striker has been called out. Soon we may see a little bit of contact. Now this could be a deciding factor because here is the other 30 mil.
West, look west.
Yeah, striker's there.
Both of them are here now, and though the striker can easily take one 30 mil out, it's going to have a very, very bad time with two. Unless, of course, RIP lends some rockets to the situation, in which case it won't. Definite reports of shots fired at train station. That is shots fired at train station. The brave BTRs almost completely wiping out the RIP attack. Just two left by my count.
Squad 2 and Squad 1, careful on that road. They're crossing it heavily as well as watching it like a cock.
Nope. HAT over there, trying to get an eye on that BTR. Let's see what he can CCC. Nothing through that train. Striker, however, getting some beautiful overwatch. And that 30 mil getting some beautiful overwatch back. Oh, you smoked the wrong side, Striker.
Striker down, boys, striker down.
So, train
There's a second
uncontested.
There's a second strike.
Geneva getting spicy. We do have UAV in the sky, UAVs in the sky. So we may soon be about to see some fireworks. Let's take a look down here. I'm gonna guess there's a hab here. Yep, that will be containing the American commander. See if we can find the Russian commander. Be over here somewhere, right? Yep. There we go. Russell just chilling underneath this lodgy. Pistol out. Not a care in the world. And we have our first strike coming in. Let's watch the fireworks, shall we? Delicious, delicious A-10 strike. Completely dismantling the Russian FOB attacking Geneva. That should take some pressure off. Now, so the Russian UAV is down, and there is no counter-strike coming. Counter-strike. A silly future, this is squad. Just one man holding in Geneva right now. We have a Mikey from ZXT. Oh no, here's Hood as well from SR. Don't really need anyone else than that, there's nobody there. Vave and 66 holding the buildings west of Train. Train also very undermanned. Meanwhile, RIP making another ballsy ass push across the train tracks. There's still a BTR here, so they might want to be a little bit careful. Rambo may have caught himself a radio. Not upstairs, mate, if that's what you're looking for. Believe he's probably just clearing the building. Waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Unfortunately, those reinforcements are getting 30 milled. Now, can Rambo find the radio? That is the question. And the supplementary question is, can he do it without getting his face ventilated? No. No, he can't. That solves that, then. A little skirmish here. Vave and a couple of elements from the RIP squad. Ooh, double kill. It's always fun to see. The beautiful trade. Doltrus getting the leader, well, one of the leaders of RIP up there.
I got the rocket strike available if you guys want to call that in.
Still very little actual contact on the caps. All the fighting seems to be off them right now.
And if you want to dump it right in this area,
Let's see.
blow the shit out of that place. Yeah, I don't have the UAV right now. You can mark it off to approve it.
So Winsky and Doltrus are down now.
Oh shit.
Somebody's on the other side of the wall. It's a friendly. But it's good that they're using their sound awareness. Can't knock that. Dr. Jam, the lone hero. What is he doing? Other than getting shot at a lot. And there he goes. Spooker taking down Dr. Jam with extreme prejudice. I spy with my little eye something blue. Looks like Tight Hangover and Mouse are about to go and DFOB the church. Going to be a healthy 10 ticket loss for the Americans. However, 10 tickets when they're already more than 70 tickets down is possibly not the best call. Now, it looks like the Americans are mobilizing for a proper attack on train now. Got two strikers up. We've got infantry pushing in from multiple angles. Let's see how this goes. As the caster takes a very quick drink. Stay hydrated, folks. Stay hydrated. Now, if I were the Russians, this is where I would start panicking, because they have no close spawn. The only spot they have is in the south. And train is starting to look very, very American. Meanwhile, Twin Stroke is here on the warpath. I'm going to make sure that nobody pushes into train. Beautiful dual gunfire there. But we have spawns on the hab. One down. Two down. Not a pleasant place to be if you're a Russian right now, let me tell you. Americans with very, very strong control now of train. This cap will be falling. Unless Satisfaction here has some master plan to deal with these strikers. He is an AT, possibly a heavy AT. One of the strikers is going inside after him, and down he goes. No rocket for you, sir. Or mum, indeed. It's an interesting thought. I don't know if there is a military-style honorific for those who take no identity. Something to research after the match, perhaps. And here we go. Rambo righting the wrong from earlier. And breaking that radio. This train very much collapsing now. You have defenders setting up at shipping already, but we already have a couple of Americans pushing in to go take a little look around. They're about to meet a full squad and a half of infantry, so I don't rate their life expectancy as the radio goes down. Or they're not going to meet a... Oh boy. Aha, there we go. They have met. What is happening here? So we have a striker full of infantry getting ready to redeploy. And a very unlucky BRDM. Barely even got the gun turn before he fell apart. Welp. Now, what is this striker going to do? Is it going straight to shipping? No, it's getting 30 milled in the butt. Engine disabled on a hill with the back to the vehicle. That is not a good place to be. BTR goes down, but he does get the infantry off first. Fair play.
BTR took come in, took some damage, so he's falling back.
They're correct in saying that the BTR took some damage and is falling back. Maybe there's an AT for him? Maybe there isn't. Very interesting smoke, though. Oh! No! There goes the BTR. And there goes train depot. So, next stop for the Americans will be shipping. This little spot here. Not the greatest holiday destination in the world. But nearly a 200 ticket gap already.
Alright, I got the rocket strike available. I also have the artillery in 4 minutes.
Anything interesting happening? SR appear to have formed a forward operating base here in train. Or someone has, anyway. Just firing indiscriminately into a crowd. Hood, you animal. Still, a decent defending presence from apparently constituents of all of the squads. Here come Mad. Doesn't look like there's any signs of a counterattack coming from the Russians, unfortunately. I think there's maybe a bit of a foregone conclusion once again. Mad sat here, ready to take names and chew bubblegum, and they all had a bubblegum. They may also be out of names. But Rip pushing in from the north. Okay, some of Rip pushing in from the north. ZDN not noticing classified, hiding behind the wall.
If you do a lodge run, careful because there is a fucking tow just watching the main road.
Deltrus getting okay, and Emerson getting I'm running out of good ways to say getting a new hole put in them. So I'm just gonna go with that. What is happening here? Oh, okay. Just taking a couple of them tickets with this 30mm. Not a bad course of action, to be fair, at this point. So if we get nice and high up and take a look at the situation here, you can see we have a very centered defense for the most part on shipping, but there's little pieces of squads coming in from all sides. We're going to take a look at this one. Little two-man group, Necky and Crane. Sadly, this doesn't show fire teams, so I can't see if they are indeed a two-man fire team, but let's see what happens. Oh, don't do that, don't do that. Don't do that. Crane 44 here, isolated, very alone against half a squad. Let's see how this ends. Shadow King drops. Burke gets taken from distant. Down goes Crane. Now I spy with my little eye a striker. Oh dear. Russians dropping the ultimate argument ender straight into a building. Didn't even blow up the truck. That's sad for them. We have another striker, pretty surrounded by infantry. Lucas with a big boy rocket here. Formerly with a big boy rocket here. Freddy and Daniel looked to be pulling back, but they seem to have changed their minds. And as if blessed by a deity from above, they avoid every single rocket on their way out.
Boys, don't let them take shipping.
Back at shipping then, a small push from Mad. But very limited defenders now. Obviously the ticket count getting a little too low to be salvageable for the poor Russians. But we have elements from many squads. Still up, still fighting. Refusing to give up, refusing to give ground, and that is what we like to see. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Hey, First Platoon, Russell. When after the like CCFN is over, talk to. Do you have Enjoy on Discord or no? Yeah, I'll talk to you in Discord. Yeah, message Enjoy on Discord for me after this, if you don't mind. Or send me a.
And there goes the radio. 2 tickets left then for the Russians. It is all but over. And there we have it, folks. An absolute stomping by the B team of the day.
GG, boys.
GG.
So,
GG, really?
that
It was a good effort. It was a GE.
GE,
It was
yes,
much better
sounds
than
better.
last time.
Hey, 9 kills. Sweet.
Hey, for first timers, she
and
did
that is all she wrote.
Shout out for.
Thank you very much for watching,
We've been
folks.
playing this game for a while.
Next game will be better, dude.
And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching CCFN 215. Goodbye for now.